Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Blaze and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode, we actually made some progress. We went to Age 6, which is the RF Tools age, something that's not particularly useful at this point. Don't really plan on doing much with RF Tools anytime soon. Really the only thing that gives us access to that would be nice is the matter transmitter receivers, but we are not going to need those until we start going to space. This series, wow. Okay, so I have been doing just a little bit of prep work. And when I say a little bit of prep work, I mean for probably 2 or 3 days straight. I have been prepping this. Now, not physically sitting in my seat and doing things, but more getting things set up, making a little hidey hole right here, and I literally barricade myself in with marble, wait for like 10-20 minutes, come back out, harvest all my farms, the trees, which are now all pink because I went and got a whole bunch of blue slime and more slimy dirt from a slime island. I have a lot of blue slime, and just kind of let things power. The reason being is because we needed a ton, and I mean an actual ton, of empowered redstonia crystals to do what I want. This is all the resources that we're going to need, and this isn't even enough. We're actually missing a good bit of glowstone, and hopefully my math is correct. That is all I'm going to say. So that took forever. And one other thing is I needed to make this empowered palace crystals, and we actually need to make one more of these. So let's get that going. Move cow, please. So we made blue slime crystals. Prismarine is just nether quartz. Getting lasered, raw fish, and cobalt. Most of that stuff is pretty easy to get and just catch. So first thing we need to do, we need to take some of this gold and glowstone and all this stuff and throw it in here and alloy smelt it. Now the other thing we needed a ton of was gold. And gold is not the easiest thing to find. It's relatively rare in Minecraft. It's kind of strange. But while that is doing its thing, we need to head to the nether. And the reason being is we need a good bit of glowstone. We need approximately a little over a stack. We need actually a good bit. So a couple stacks would be nice if we can get it. So let's head to the nether. And I want to bring you guys for this because this can be a little bit dangerous. So yeah, glowstone. It's pretty plentiful, but it is not the easiest thing to get most of the time. So what we'll do is we'll just climb up here. A little bit of lag, but nothing too major. And let's just get up here so that we can drill it. And having it be in this block form is actually going to be nice. We need glowstone blocks for the what is it called? We need it for the octadic capacitors, and then we need normal glowstone dust to make energetic alloy, and then eventually to make vibrant alloys. So we're gonna need quite a bit of it. That is 31. I believe we are going to need 40 blocks, and then a good bit less of the dust. Actually, not really. We're gonna need. Oh, it is early and my math is not the best. Let's see. We had like 49. We need 60, 71-ish. So what we'll do is we'll just go straight up here with our cobblestone blocks. And once it starts getting brighter, we'll be close. So like right here. Let's go a little bit higher. Alright, so, luckily, ooh, that was something else. Tight. Cool. So, yeah, I've been prepping this series for a long time, and hopefully it all pays off today. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to be trying to make the solar panels. And why is this such a big deal? Well, because it's 700 RF per tick for free forever, pretty much, because the only times that it's not going to work is when it rains. And eventually we'll be able to disable that using some magical items. Actually, it's Draconic Evolution, and we might actually be able to do it sooner rather than later. But once we can do that, how much do we have? We have a little over a stack. Let's harvest this one and hope that it's enough, and hope that I counted right. But yeah, so eventually we'll be able to cancel the rain. There is a block from Draconic Evolution that basically allows you to disable weather and all that kind of stuff. It's a really good block, so it's something that we're gonna want eventually, regardless. So it's just a matter of once we get there. All right, so let's pop over here, take that one, and hopefully that is enough glowstone. Now, obviously, we need to get it into dust form as well. There are a couple ways to do that, and we're going to see what's the best way and go from that. So, yeah, all of the stuff that we're making today is very expensive, and that's kind of the downside of this mod pack. Is a lot of the recipes are really expensive, and they're never going to get cheaper per se. The capacitors are the worst, the Ender IO capacitors, and the only way they're going to get cheaper is eventually we'll be able to make them using UU matter rather than using the empowered redstonia and all that kind of stuff. But UU matter is very expensive when it comes to like the EU production, EU power, and all that kind of stuff. So it's not going to be fun, all in all. So what are we supposed to do about it? Well, there is a couple of things we can do, and we'll look at those eventually. The main thing is advanced generators is going to be probably one of my biggest friends. And when we get to that point, but I am running I'm running out of space. I have so much coal. I just need to process a lot of ores, and to be honest, I don't really want to. So we are going to need 40 blocks of glowstone, I do believe, because we only need 20 blocks. But we'll set aside like 40 just to make sure. So we need to get 60 plus a little bit of glowstone. So let's see the usage of this. If we crush it, that's 4. Alloy smelter, don't want to do that. Sag mill does not give you a perfect chance. So I think the crusher is going to be the best. So if we need like 60, that'd be a stack plus a little. That should be enough. So let's just throw this all in there. And I think we need 20, we'll see. Alright, so let's start making some stuff. So as you can see, I've made a ton of copper electron tubes and enriched gold, and a ton of empowered redstonia crystals. Now I did those all with blocks, so obviously it wasn't that bad, but we need to use all this stuff to make solar panels. Now we need 10 of them. Where is it? What? I don't see it. What is it called? Is it? It's called a solar cell. That's why. Alright, so we don't have any of that stuff. Octacapacitors, basic capacitors, and we need 160 of these. So there's a stack. And 16. No, we need 80 of those. Never mind, 80 is the number, not 160. That's everything else. That was the numbers for some of the other things. So just to give you an idea, that was 320 Redstonia crystals, 160 enriched gold, 160 copper electron tubes. It's insane amounts of everything. And we also need to be making, let's see, there's the 11 of those, and there's the 60 for the rest of it. So that should be, if my count is correct, again, it's all based on whether or not my counts are correct. That should be all of the stuff we need here. So once it does one more, we'll do that. For the energetic alloy and the vibrant alloy. So let's go ahead and put that stuff in there. I'll put the rest of the glowstone away. And we'll probably need that stuff later. So, alright. Next thing on the list. So we have a bunch of capacitors. And in order to upgrade these guys, so we have the steel. We need 10 of these solar cells, because we need 9 for the actual solar thing, and then we need 1 more for the solar panel controller, which we can actually go ahead and make once we can get one of those. And then there's a couple other things we need that aren't as bad. We need modifier cores, which is a bunch of aluminum, which I forgot about. We'll have to process that, but that won't be too bad. And some other stuff. So solar cell, we need double layer capacitors. We need coal powder. Now we need to turn all of these into double layers. So that would be 40. So we need 40 coal powder. That's not too bad. But we need 80 of this energetic alloy. So that and that. And there we go. So we just need a little bit more energetic alloy. This might be close to enough. It's not quite there. We need 3 more. So how much aluminum do we have? Blocks of aluminum. We have a few. Now, where is our... Is it in here? Yes, the digital guide. So we're going to need this guy. This will tell us a lot of things. And if we go to the solar array, the first one requires 4 modifier cores. So we're going to need modifier cores. And that means, so if we need 4 of those, we need 20 blocks of aluminum. That's not terrible, especially when we have a lot of bauxite. So let's go ahead and get that processing as well. We'll go ahead and just grind that up. Shouldn't be too bad. How are we doing on power? We're doing actually fine on power. I can get some more power if need be, but really we should be okay. Let's go ahead and get some crystallized canola seeds. And I didn't mean to do that. Dang it. Well, we just lost a bucket of that stuff, which is a shame. Alright, so there's one. And the last one. Cool. So that'll give us more power. This actually makes a good bit of power, so it's kind of nice. But with that taken care of, let's go ahead and we should be able to make the next set of capacitors. So there is a bunch of double layer. Now we put those in here, and we do only need 20 glowstone. Put those there, and then we need this all to be vibrant. Luckily I have a ton, and I mean an actual ton, of ender pearls. So we need 40 of these. So that's another half a stack. So just put those back, and we should be good. So with that taken care of, yeah, that's a lot of bauxite. We're gonna turn most of this into what we need, and there is the last of the energetic alloys. We'll start getting that processed, And the modifier cores otherwise just require some electrical steel. Not too bad. I believe it's 16 in total. And then the last thing we need is structure blocks. The structure blocks tier 1 requires a little bit of redstone. Oh no, gold. I am out of gold. Great. So I need to go find some more gold. That is not good. So yeah. What's gonna be the easiest way to do this? So gold. Alright, there is another way to get gold. And we would only need half a stack of it. Plus 1 if we wanted to make that. We need about 40. So here's what we can do. We're going to take a stack of iron, and we're actually going to process it. And the way we're going to do this is in the crusher. Now, we're going to want to get some more stuff going to make this a little bit nicer. So let's get some potatoes. And we're going to want to grab all of this stuff, which I can kind of show what I've been doing. So I've been using sickles. Sickles are really cheap. They are just a little bit of stone and a stick. And basically they break leaves very quickly. When you can reach them, obviously. So that's what I've been doing, is just kind of clearing out the leaves. This gives me a good chance of not only getting the saplings, but also getting a, there we go, the purple slime, which is why I'm using the purple slime trees rather than the blue, because the purple slime is better. And I try to get as much of it as I can, and then I just break all this stuff. I let the rest decay, and I don't really care, because this gives us plenty of power. And eventually the shovel speeds up, and it kind of makes a complete and utter mess of the slime. It just annihilates it. So that's been my life for the past couple of days while trying to prep this, and I missed that we're still going to need more gold. Processing the iron in the crusher, by the way, will give us a chance. It's like a 20% chance for each ore to give us a piece of gold. The other way is copper. Copper gives you a small chance as well. And you know what? Let's just do this. Oh my god. Okay. Stop it. Okay, that does not work. Get like some dirt, because I don't want to use cobblestone. I don't want to use stone because I'd have to break it with my drill, and the less power that takes, the better. So, all right. We'll go get some more power going. I'm not gonna worry about the canola right now. So hopefully we can get enough gold so that I can have all the stuff I want and not have to like worry about anything. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the vibrant alloy going. 14 more should not be an issue. And then we do this. Alright, so we just need to cook up some stuff and do some things and whatnot. Nothing too major, as long as we can get the gold. So let's get a bunch of slime balls, and we turn them into slime blocks. Get that guy going. Cool. So there is 7 gold. Yeah, we're not gonna have enough. I'm gonna have to go get more. That is an okay thing, I guess. It's not a terrible thing. So let's do that, and we just need 4 more vibrant alloys. And there we go. Go ahead and ooh. I cannot smelt this up in the... I can't smelt this up in the... oh, it's in alloy mode. Never mind. So let's go ahead and get a bunch of stuff. In fact, actually, let's do the potatoes first, so that we can get more power going. And we are actually good on power right now. It's just getting more power would be nice. So there is all those potatoes. We'll get that stuff cooking up. I'm gonna take some of the potatoes because I'm hungry, and we'll go from there. So there are all the vibrant or octadic capacitors we need. That was expensive, for the record. So now we can start working on the solar cells. First thing we're gonna need to do, we're gonna need 30 clear glass. We're gonna need void crystals, lapis, and a bunch of nether quartz. We're gonna need more stuff. So nether quartz goes in here. Let's see, there's 10. There's those and those. Perfect. So we need to make the photovoltaic cells, which requires void crystals and lapis. So hopefully we have enough lapis. Yeah, we have plenty. So just do this. And I'll put the rest of the lapis away. And we just need a bunch of void crystals. So how many do we need? We need, let's see, in total that's 30, it's 120 in total. So we need 115. Let's see, 10 blocks is 90. So that is what, 25? So 13 blocks, I think, is about what we're gonna need. And so we just throw these down. Hit the button. Oh, I missed. So like that many gives us a bunch of blocks. And are you done? We have 16. That's not bad. It's not good. So we're going to need 20 blocks of aluminum, which we're going to have. We have a bunch of void crystals. And let's see, that can go there, for there. Perfect. So there's the photovoltaic cells. And that will give us the solar cells. And now we can make, with one of these guys, the gold and the palace crystals, we can make the solar controller tier 1. Oh my gosh, that is so expensive. And then we need the modifier cores and the structure blocks. And I think we're going to use basalt because we have a lot of basalt. And it's just as easy. So we need 16 basalt, which I have 2 drawers full of because same reason with the stone, I just have way too much of it. And there we go. We're going to need redstone, and I have a little bit of gold. I'm actually going to use all the gold I have because I don't really want to go get more. So the structure blocks, we're going to need 32, so I need to grind up a little bit of redstone. That's not too bad because we can use this grinder. And you're done with more. So this will give us 7 more blocks. We just need 2 more blocks. So there's 1. And 2. So much resources. And then we'll just go ahead and start cooking up the gold. And you know what? That's enough. We'll go ahead and get the rest of the iron I have, and we'll go ahead and process that. Actually, not that much. I was hoping it'd be more. So blocks of coal, void crystals, redstone. but hey, it's better than nothing. So we'll have to probably go mining. I'll probably have to go mining a little bit. Oh, it's not that much. Alright, so the other way is copper, so we'll see if that helps. But then, last thing we're going to need is all this electrical steel. So let's go ahead and make 20 aluminum blocks. Will give us the 4 modifier cores, and then the structure blocks, we need 16. And if we want to make the assembler, which I really would like to, it's just a little bit of obsidian and a structure block tier 2. So let's see if we can't get that. Alright, so I'm going to put iron dust in there. I will process that later. I just need a little bit more gold. We have a little bit of gold. We can also process our copper and iron. We're gonna need a little bit of, let's see, for structure block tier 2, we're gonna need redstone crystals, and we're going to need diamonds, which I do have. I have a lot of diamond ore. Actually got a lot of it in mining. So what's the best usage of this to get diamonds? Alloy smelter. Sag mill is not that bad. That crushes it, and then later we'll be able to turn it back into diamonds, but for right now we can't. So I think, honestly, breaking it is probably going to be the best way. So we just need 2 diamonds. And then 4 vibrant alloys, so we'll need 4 of those, 4 of those, and 4 of those, plus 4 gold. Alright, so do we have any gold? No. Let's do the rest of that. Grind up the copper, hope for some gold. No gold. And what we'll do is we'll cook this, and we'll just go ahead and get the vibrant alloys. So we have 1 more gold. We're gonna need to go get more gold. That is a bummer. So that goes there, that goes there. And we're gonna need 1 more of, let's see, 2 of those. 1 more of that, and then we're also going to need some more electrical steel. So that means more of the silicon dioxide, which we might already have the silicon. We do. And then I actually do have a little bit of steel, so we can make that pretty easily. Because that's how you make electrical steel, isn't it? Electrical steel is probably the hardest thing right now to make. Iron and coal dust works too, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And iron I have plenty of. I just cook up a little bit. So there's all of that. And once that is done, we'll go mine a little bit. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully it's pretty quick. But I can kind of show you guys what I've been doing down in the mine. So we need 4 of those. That'll be pretty quick. And then do that. Alright, so let's go find some gold. Once we find some gold, then we'll be good to go. And actually be able to make this thing and have pretty much all the power we're ever going to need. 700 RF per tick doesn't sound like much, but it is a considerable amount. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to start working towards a couple other things, but mostly just kind of working towards getting more stuff. building up our base a little bit and whatnot. So one of the first things I want to do is get a battery for this drill, just because this thing runs out of power so quickly. So as you can see, I've been mining quite a bit, and I think this will be as good as any. Let's just hope that we find something quick. We don't need much, so let's just pick an area, and this is basically what I do. Dig through, and I usually have F7 on so I can see where darkness is, and just dig until this runs out of power, and then reset. I have found a mine shaft so far, and a ravine. Not really much else. And I hope this doesn't take too long. Hey, there's some gold. And that should be honestly plenty. And then I just do this whenever I make holes in the ceiling. And I carry this bag around because of blocks. Alright, so with that taken care of, we should be good to head back up to the surface and start getting all this stuff taken care of. Finishing it up. So yeah, once we have the power, the thing is we can make most of the things that we're making is not too bad, but we'll be able to make more stuff a little bit quicker and easier. Capacitors are still the worst thing ever to make. So what we'll probably do is, I think the plan is going to be, I want to get a couple of things to make my mining life a little bit easier. We might even look at, oops, wrong button. We might even look at making a void ore / void resource miner. And the next big thing that I want to work on is getting to the nuclear age, because that's going to make my life a lot easier. So let's go ahead and put that in there. And I'll get all this stuff kind of taken care of. Let's put this stuff away. Ores go in there. I just want to make sure none of this stuff is ores. Nickel ore looks a lot like stone. So let's see. There we go with all of that. We just need some obsidian now, and just keep this stuff on me so I don't forget about it. So we just need 2 obsidian, which up here. I'm glad I have that. And hope that we have enough gold. 24 should be enough. And then what I do is whenever I get cobblestone in here, I grind it back up to sand just to get more flint. So is this enough? It is. So there is all of the structure blocks we're going to need, and we throw this one in here to get a tier 2 structure block. 2 obsidian gets us the assembler. Now this thing is probably one of the best things ever, and for the time being what I'm going to do, which conduit should we be using? That is an actual question. So we need to use the enhanced. So what we're gonna do, this is not gonna look all that nice, but we're gonna just bring this over like so, and for the time being we're just gonna go straight up, and we're gonna put the tier 1 solar panel guy on top of here. Now I'm going to make things look nicer, especially it's going to take so much gold, so we're probably going to want some sort of we're going to want to have a little bit of some sort of like automated mining, probably the void ore stuff. The void ore miner is what it's called, and that is probably going to be required before we really do anything with making a lot of wires going around the base. But we can at least get power. So I believe it's just shift right click to break any multi-block block. And so it tells you the blocks required, and you just right click and it builds it. And structure is complete. Now we have a lot of power coming in, and it is already completely charged. Now I do want to go ahead and put some light on here, just because this is something, and that is weird. And I think it's because it's like a couple pixels down. It actually gets dark whenever you do that. That's weird. But that should give us plenty of power. So from here on out, we can start working on getting more capacitors, and in general, just doing whatever we want with power. Power is not going to be a concern anymore. For example, something we could do, we just need for this what? Lithium, which is nether quartz. How much nether quartz does it take? Because we got a thermal centrifuge that, so we need 18. So let's do this. While we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and process the iron. And what we're going to do is we're going to empower a diamantine crystal. And this should not be a problem whatsoever. So thermal centrifuge, because the diamantine crystals require lithium dust, and they require what, 2 million RF to make. So this will take a little bit of time. It's not going to be too bad. This guy is pretty full, so yeah, eventually what we're going to have with all this stuff is we're going to have a nice big generator from the advanced generators, and it's all one word, I do believe. Yeah, so these guys, the only thing that's holding us back from making any of these is the actual turbine, which makes the power. We're probably going to use Manulin or Vibrant. Don't know which yet. They require a lot of whatever metal. But it does require a pellet of RTG fuel, which means we need plutonium, which means we need to have a nuclear reactor first. Now, the problem with that is nuclear reactors are not that bad to make. A little bit of lead and machine frames, actually a lot of lead and machine frames and event circuit, all this stuff we've kind of seen before. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. But the problem is setting up the interior, and we're going to need like heat vents and all that kind of stuff. And I think most of these are, they look to be, for the most part, the vanilla recipes. It just takes a ton of copper. So I will probably use the same setup that I use for Infinity and pretty much any nuclear reactor I make in IC2. It is stable, it produces a decent amount of power, and it's really good for getting byproducts. So that is something we're going to want to look at relatively soon, by which I mean here in the next couple of episodes. And the other thing we're going to want to look at is the void ore and void resource miners. So these are actually the same structure, so to speak, but just a different controller. So they both require, it's 24 structure blocks, so we're going to need a lot more gold, 20 machine bases, which I don't know that those are... No, that's not bad to make any at all, except for it takes a lot of cobblestone. But that's not terrible. Some laser cores and clear laser, or any variant. So laser cores are these, really easy. It's just clear glass. And then what is the other one? I guess I could just have laser. because it's the lens. Clear lens. I guess they're just called lenses, which is honestly just a bunch of clear glass. You can make other colors just by dyeing them, and that gives you different outcomes. So for example, one thing we're going to want a lot of is gold for right now. In order to make more stuff and all that kind of stuff, to make better solar panels and all that, we're going to need a lot of gold. To make a lot of power lines, we're going to need a lot of gold. And gold ore is void ore miner with a yellow lens. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And what we can do is we'll set that up, and we're going to need, there's a couple of things that we absolutely have to get from the void miners, and the main one is mica. Mica only comes from the void resource miner. Now both of these are pretty easy to make. It's just really the structure blocks that is going to be a problem, and the machine bases, but we'll start looking into that soon. And like I said, I want a battery for this guy, so let's get the last upgrade that I want with this and actually use some of this power. So this takes 2 million. It should not be a problem. Ash. And I think it's raining, so it kind of drained all of our power pretty quickly. But the plan from here on out is, like I said, we are going to get a battery for this guy. There is a couple of options with that. What we're going to try to go after is probably just a double battery, which is just a bunch of crystals and energy module. We might even try to go higher than that, but at a certain point we have to empower the Inori crystals, and I don't want to do that. And then we're also going to look at making the void resource and void ore miners. So where did I put that stuff? Let's see, we need a couple of these and most of these. So this will give us, what augment was it? It was speed. This guy. Drill even faster. And there we go. So I'm kind of scared to see how fast this is, but let's see. That's really fast. Alright, well that's going to make my mining life a little bit easier. But like I said, I want to make a battery, and we're also going to be doing a couple other things to make mining a little bit easier, and we'll kind of handle that in the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We have our solar panel finally. I've been waiting for this. We're going to upgrade this as soon as we can, but it's going to be a while because we'll have to make more of that stuff. Just for the record, so 16, 9, and 4 turns into 24 tier 2, which, as we saw, isn't too much worse than the tier 1. We'll need 16 more solar cells, and then the solar panel tier 2, which requires empowered diamantine crystals and 2 of the controllers. So we'll also need the lapis. So it's a lot of work, but we'll get there. And once we have a tier 2, we're going to go from 700 to 4,000 RF per tick. So it's a considerable increase. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!